right, so here we are, part 6, the closing sequence. So here is where we take the students into the final pose with the Shavasana, but notice also the closing as far as when we are finished with Shavasana, when we bring them back into meditation. Okay, pay attention to that as well, it's just as important. All right, so for the closing sequence, we usually start with boat pose, which I think is quite fitting since we're outside, and I don't know if you can see, there's a sailboat out there. So, boat pose, Navasana. So coming to the side like this, go ahead and lean back a little bit. This pose starts in the sit bones, however, we do go to the tailbone. So if you have students who you know who broke their tailbone or have some type of injury, you may want to skip this pose or give them something cushiony to sit on, okay? A pad, an extra pad, a cushion or something where they can support and doesn't hurt them. All right, so here we are in boat pose, Navasana. So we lean back onto our sit bones and onto our tailbone, reach the arms out, lift the legs up and hold. Here I usually might do a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is one option, okay? Now to make it more challenging, I'm going to show you the sequence that I do, which is stacking a bunch of different variations of boat pose. I'll just do them all with a 5 count. All right, so here we are again in boat pose, regular boat pose. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up, lift the legs up. You want to make sure that they're energetically squeezing in as opposed to like leaning back away. Okay, more coming in like this. All right, so here's the second step of this, is to straighten the legs. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms touch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly hover down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms by the ears for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. If I really wanted to make it more challenging, we would do that 2 or 3 times actually, okay? So now from here, we're gonna go into bridge. So with the feet down, palms down, we usually say the heels are almost being touched by the fingertips. So your middle fingertip is almost touching your heels, just brushing it barely, okay? So then pressing down through the heels, pressing down through the hands and shoulders, lift the butt, lift the chest, lift the heart. This is a very basic bridge. You kind of wiggle onto your shoulder blades, onto your shoulders, and squeeze your hands together. Another variation to come onto the balls of the feet, same thing, press down to lift up. Okay, so that's bridge pose. Now I'm going to go into wheel pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana. With this pose, it's very important. There's many ways to enter it. I'm going to show you the classical way, and that's to have your feet rooted down. Bring your hands like little fingers, spider fingers, by the side to the ears. Press into your hands, into your fingertips. Place the head down, then flip the palms, and then lift up into wheel. Elbows are squeezing in, knees are squeezing in, toes are going directly forward. Slowly come down. Anytime we do deep back bends, it's always nice to do a forward bend. So hug the knee in, rock side to side. Great. So keeping the knees in, go ahead and keep your right knee in, straighten out your left leg. You can squeeze it in, send it across the body for a spinal twist. Try to keep your right shoulder glued down as you look towards the right hand. And then switch. Bring your left leg in. Goes across, shoulder glued down, looking towards that hand. Back to center. Happy baby is optional. You can grab the feet on the inside or the outside. Pull the knees down toward the ground and the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling or towards the sky. And you can rock back and forth if you like. It's a great hip opener. And then slowly come down. Normally, if we didn't do inversions, here's where you would do a shoulder stand. So let's do another shoulder stand because I want to show you another transition into another pose from shoulder stand. So here we are. We go back into our shoulder stand. So we lift up.
Bring your hands to your lower back. Find your alignment. And from there you can transition into plow pose, bringing your feet to touch the ground above you. A few options with your hands. You can bring your hands to grab the backs of your ankles.
Or hands to lower back, or hands to the mat. Now let's unwind into fish. Bring your thumbs to touch. Bring the butt onto the wrists and the hands. Lift up onto your elbows. Relax the head and neck back. And just gently place the crown of the head down. Coming into fish pose. Not for beginners, because they may not have the awareness of the neck. It might hurt their neck. So more for intermediate and advanced students. Some variations of fish is to remove the hands, keep the head, lift the feet, and lift the hands up, pointing the toes. Or flip, touch your heart. And release. And then relax into your Shavasana. So for Shavasana, I usually tell the students to focus only on relaxation, to focus only on surrendering and letting go. Believe it or not, a lot of people have some challenge with this, so they're always like fidgety, they're always moving around, checking the time, checking what everybody else is doing. It's really funny, you start to observe this in your class. I tell them to relax, try to be completely still, not only to still the mind, but to still the body. Can you be completely still? Relax your toes, relax your feet, your ankles, relax your knees. Nice and slow. I'm just doing it for demonstration a little bit quicker, but for the most part, very slowly you're saying these little verbal cues. Relax your pelvis, your hips, your lower back. Relax your spine. Relax your shoulders. Relax your elbows, wrists, and fingers. Relax the neck. Relax from the face, the eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. Bringing your awareness to your heart. Filling your heart with love, gratitude, and appreciation for all of your blessings. Who do you love and who loves you? With every exhalation, releasing worries, fears, doubts. Enjoy the Shavasana. Relax, let go, surrender. Slowly come back to your body, connecting with the breath first. Gently wiggle your fingertips, wiggle your toes. Inhale your hands above your head. Exhale with a sigh of relief. Roll over to the right side, coming into fetal position as a symbol of a restart, a rebirth, a rejuvenation. Then when you're ready, coming into a seated meditation, the same way we started is the way we end. We say that this position here is the most important of them all, this asana, to be able to sit still. That the word asana means to sit, to be seated. So we're sitting in this pose, spine tall, shoulders relaxed, hands in Jnana Mudra, eyes closed. You see that the practice that we just did for this last hour or so was the preparation for the meditation, to be able to sit still in meditation. Now that your body is more open and relaxed, now that the mind is calm and still and quiet, slowly bring the hands to prayer. Once again, as a sign of gratitude and appreciation, thanking yourself for taking the time out for your practice. You close the class by bowing and saying namaste. Okay, so there you have it, part 6 of the sequence, the closing out sequence. What's really important to remember is give your students time. We did a little bit quicker there than we normally do, but I would say between 5 and 7 minutes for the Shavasana is a nice Shavasana, or one song, depending if you're timing it to music, one nice song. Speaking of music, it's nice to have music. I usually do have music throughout all my classes. Depends on your choice of music and your intention with your class. If you want it to be a high energy class, maybe you'll play music that's very according to that type of vibe that you want to create. If you want to have a very mellow, chill, relaxed class, and have music that also speaks to that. However, for your Shavasana, I highly recommend music without lyrics, or unless there's a song that really speaks to your students while they're in Shavasana about letting go, surrendering, loving themselves. That's a beautiful thing as well. Then it really is speaking to them. It's intentional. But if they're in Shavasana and there's some song that the lyrics are very catchy or distracting that don't really fit, you're not going to be able to be relaxed. So I usually suggest music without any lyrics, instrumental, or maybe kirtan music where they may not understand what's being said in Sanskrit, so they're just kind of just letting go, or a song that really speaks to them about surrender and letting go and loving themselves. Okay, all right. So if there's any questions, feel free to call, text, or email me. And that completes your 6 parts of your sequence. There's another video that has the entire sequence straight non-stop. That I recommend you practice often because it's the whole sequence put together. Here we broke it up into 6 parts, so you can just watch one, study it, practice teaching it, learn it, and then move on to the next one. But that other video, I'll send you the link, will be the entire sequence straight non-stop, so you can practice it in entirety. All right, wonderful day, namaste.